Okay, hey there, everybody. This is the call for May 1st, and I know there's not anybody on here, but I know there's a couple people that might jump on late. So I wanted to go ahead and do the call and talk about the things that I wanted to talk about. I know there are some newer coaches, and I wanted to go through a few things that might be really helpful as you try to build your business. I'm hoping that you guys can hear me, especially since I don't have anybody to confirm, but I see my little microphone going up and down. So I'm hoping you all can hear me, and I'm hoping my internet's okay. I look a little blurry. So anyway, I'm just going to do the best I can, and I really want to get through this information here for everybody. So you guys can at least review this, and maybe it'll help you with your future posts, and it'll help you kind of plan how to be successful as you're growing your business. So what I wanted to talk about tonight is consistency and how to share on social media to help others and to reach the most people. So one of the things that is super important with anything that you're trying to succeed in is consistency, right? Whether it's our workouts or whether we're trying to just work on maybe being a more positive person or whatever it is, consistency is key. So that applies not only to our business, but to our success in our own fitness journey. So when we're talking about consistency, I want to talk about how it works with the business. So this business presents an awesome opportunity to us and to others. So, it presents a financial opportunity. It presents social interaction and great, what a great platform to meet new friends who are like-minded, and not to mention the physical opportunities that this whole experience can present to us that we can really take advantage of, as well as mental and emotional stability. Those kind of things, they all come hand in hand when you really work on your fitness and wellness. But the thing that Beachbody does is it really helps us to be. Mommy's on a call with some people. Ellie, is there something wrong? What do you need? Okay, I'm talking to a lot of people, so I need you to go back in your room and be quiet. Okay, I'll help you in a minute. Okay, sorry about that. So when we're thinking about the opportunities that it presents to us and how we can really take an advantage of those, that's where consistency comes into play. So we can build it at our own pace. That is the beauty of this business. If we really want to go for it and we really want to just focus on growing our business while we're helping others, we can do that as fast or as slow as we want to. So consistency in your business is going to be number one, being a product of the product. And I know we hear that a lot, and I know this is like, probably the 500th time you've heard it, but that's okay, because it's important. It is important to be doing a program and to be eating clean, and it's important to be drinking Shakeology. Now, that sounds like just the party line for the business, right? But it's because it's true. So when we are focusing on our workouts and we are focusing on going from a program start to finish, which is really hard sometimes, that's when we're going to see the best transformation in ourselves, and we're going to be able to show people that they can do the same thing. And I know that consistency with eating clean has been super hard for me lately, especially since Sai's been born, but it's still something I am striving at. I'm striving to just get better and better at every day. And that's what our groups help us to do. But as coaches, it's really important for us to focus on that for ourselves and for our team. So, and of course, drinking Shakeology. We all know the wonderful things Shakeology does for us. And as we are being consistent with it, we can have things we can share with others. So consistency with being a product of the product is the first thing I wanted to mention. And I just kind of want you to think of the ways that you can improve. Are you being consistent with your workouts? Are you being consistent with your clean eating? And even if you're falling off the wagon a little bit, like I have been, are you being consistent about posting about your struggles or about sharing your struggles with your team and with your customers and with your challenge group, and sharing with them what are you doing to maybe help yourself improve in that area? And then the next thing would be to talk about our power hour and consistency with our power hour. So as I talked about being consistent, our power hour is where I fall short a lot too, because life gets busy and and we're like, okay, I can do that later. I'll fit that in later. And that's fine. If you're good at scheduling things and sticking to your schedule, that's great. For me, I really have to make that happen, and I have to make that happen at a slower pace maybe. So when I talked about we can really grow this business at our own pace, that's where your power hour comes into play too. So part of being a product of the product is inviting, and inviting new people to try your clean eating groups and to your challenge group. And sometimes we're talking about running maybe some other new groups too. That is going to be where you notice your growth, is when you're making the time to start new conversations and to reach out to new people. So as you think about how you want to grow your business, I want you to think about being consistent with your power hour, because the more consistent you are with reaching out to new people and following up with invites and following up with people you've been talking to, that's where you're going to see the most improvement. And you're going to see people saying, okay, I see her. She is doing her workouts. She is seeing some great, wonderful, positive things happening because of this change she's made in her life, and because she's being consistent with all of these things. So that's where you're going to see the most improvement in your business, is when you're making time to do those things. Now, that being said, I told you I struggled with it. So what I found works best for me is to maybe sit down for longer on the days that my daughter goes to school. I know not everybody has kids, but everybody has responsibilities, right? So when you look at your week and you see what those responsibilities are in your week, maybe plan out when you can do your power hour, or when you can fit in little pockets of time to work on reaching out to new people. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to reach out to someone and invite them to a group or even talk about fitness. Like I've talked about before, this whole business is about making connections and helping others. And sometimes that's going to mean you're reaching out to people and talking to them about what's going on in their life, and just see where that goes. I know that I'm kind of leading into a few different things, but that kind of just tells you a little bit about what your power hour can be. If your goal is to reach out and talk to 3 new people that day, then make that happen. If someone's post strikes you, then private message them and say, oh, I loved your post. I love that positivity. Thank you so much for posting that. How have you been doing? That's all it can be. That's reaching out to 1 new person. So do that again a couple more times. And as you make those connections and continue to follow up and continue the conversation with those people, it may turn to fitness and it may not, but that's when you kind of just have to just kind of trust God that He's going to lead you in the way that's going to make your business grow while you're using your gifts to help others. So having said that, your power hour is a place where, like I said, you'll really notice the rate of growth equal to the amount of work and consistency you're putting in. So, sorry, I feel like I've said consistency like 50,000 times, and I'm trying to it's almost harder with no one on the call to keep my mind straight. I don't know why, but it is. So, another way to show your consistency is posting about your journey. So that your coaching journey, your fitness journey, whatever it is, posting about that and being consistent about posting. So 3 times a day is, and not all fitness posts, but just finding something positive or finding something that will add value to someone's day. And it may not be like a happy, positive thing. Maybe it's you're really struggling that day and you're sharing about your struggles. I shared, I went live last week or the week before. It's already been so long, I think. And I shared about my struggles with anxiety, and that had really creeped up on me Easter week, like towards Easter weekend. And that maybe wasn't this happy, positive thing I was talking about, but it was hopefully adding value to someone's day, because maybe they struggle like I do. And I kind of shared a few things that I noticed made my anxiety worse, and then what actually helped with my anxiety. So just posting whatever your post is, just ask yourself, is this adding value to someone's day? Am I going to reach maybe one person and help one person with whatever it is I'm posting? Whether it is a picture of your kids to put a smile on someone's face, or if it's a picture of your dog or your cat or whatever it is, like I said, you don't want all of your posts to be fitness related. You want it to be a good mix. So it's just important to stay consistent, so you're on people's radar and you're sharing your life and you're sharing things that'll add value to their day. So I wanted to go right into talking about how to post and how to do that to help people and to help the most people. I am going to lay this sleeping baby down. Be back in 2 seconds. Or I will not lay this sleeping baby down because he wants to be held. So when you think about how to post to reach the most people, there really is a little bit of an art to it. So I've learned this just from Tabitha and from others, and listening to others' videos about how they've been able to reach the most people. So like I said, number one would be to make sure you're doing it consistently. 500,000th time I've said that word tonight, so sorry. Number two would be sharing your real life. Share your struggles, share your fears, share your triumphs and joys. Just share what you feel like is on your heart and what you feel led to maybe share with others that day. So I like to think about, when you think about how to post, having a good mix, share about your family, share about fitness, at least once a day, whether it's what you did for your workout somehow, and finding different ways to post about your workout. Sweaty selfies are great. And I don't want anybody to, I don't want to sound negative to anyone. Sweaty selfies are great, but just posting a sweaty selfie every day and saying, got my workout in, you kind of want to find fun, interesting ways to share about that. Maybe share about something that happened during your workout because something crazy happened and the dog got into this or the kids got into that, or whatever it may be, to share that, hey, I'm still fitting it in even though it's kind of crazy around here. Or share when it's a tough day and you didn't want to push play but you did. Though just finding a different way to share about your daily fitness journey is kind of a trick in itself. But just kind of think about the different things that go through your head as you're working out, or as you're trying to fit your workout into your day, or whatever it may be. So, share what I love I love when like the birds are chirping so loud during my workout. So I shared about that one day. Little things like that you're just kind of saying, hey, you're just sharing that, hey, yes, I'm being consistent with my workouts and I'm getting them in, and you're finding fun ways to share that with people. So, sharing about the business is okay as well. That can be part of your fitness post for the day. If you want to talk about something great that happened with your team, or if you want to do like a challenger spotlight, if you've got a challenger that's really been kicking butt and doing awesome, and you say to them in a message like, hey, I would love to give you a shout out. Is that okay? That's a great way to share about your business too, and to shine a light on someone else and really kind of sing their praises. So, you also want to share, something personal, whether it's, a struggle that you're having or a triumph that you're having or whatever might be going on in your day, something crazy that happened in your day. Just try to have a good mix. And honestly, if you just be honest and share what's going on in your life, I find that works the best. I've really tried and I really prayed about trying to grow this business organically and just letting it happen as I feel I'm being led to share something or to help someone or to even invite someone. So maybe I'm growing it a little bit slower, but that's the beauty. I'm still reaching out. I'm still inviting. I'm still sharing things on Facebook. And really it gets easier the more you go. So new coaches out there, if you're feeling overwhelmed, like, I can't think of any other way to share, talk to your coach and we're glad to help you, because really it's about trying to reach the most people that maybe you can help them, and maybe they feel like they can't do it, because didn't you kind of feel like that too when you started, like you just weren't sure if you could do this, and here you are doing it. So just think about that and how you're being led to use your gifts to help others. So that would be the third thing, just a good mix of what you're sharing. Now, here is kind of the meat and potatoes of this call. I really encourage everyone to listen, myself included, because these are the things that Tabitha has hammered into my brain over and over again. And it has really seemed to, when I ignore her, I don't know why I did. And then when I listen to her, hey, it works really great. And it's not that, and I love you, Tabitha, but it's not that she's some magical guru. She just has learned how to do this and has, really taught herself and listened to others and been real teachable herself. So that's what I try to be, really teachable when I talk about how to post. So when you first start posting and you're sharing your story, it can be a little lengthy, and that's okay. But for the most part, when you're trying to get people's attention with your business posts, short and sweet is going to be the key. When you're first starting on your journey and you're first building your business, not a lot of people know you're doing it, and you post a really big long post with no breaks in between, people will most likely scroll through it and not read it. They may hit and, they may see some of it, but they're going to stop reading it. So if you can be short and sweet and in your business post and get to the point of what you're trying to talk about, that will serve you the best. And like I said, an exception would be when you're sharing your story. Sometimes that gets a little lengthier, and it's important to share your story how you want to share it. So I'm not saying don't do that. That would be the exception to this. So how do you do this? And then as you get more followers and as you notice you are getting more response to your posts, it's okay to go a little bit longer. And sometimes, like I said, when you're sharing your story, it's going to be long anyway. So here's a great way to do that. You want to start off with a short sentence or statement that's going to get people's attention. A lot of times I'll like to throw exclamation or question mark or whatever at the end, and I like to throw in an emoji too, because I really feel like that catches people's attention. So as you're saying, if you're getting ready to post about a clean eating group, you can say, who struggles with meal prep big time, or who's always looking for something to fix for dinner, with a big question mark and exclamation point, and then some crazy emoji face that's thinking or something. That's how you want to start. And then you'll move into a new paragraph, because you don't want to do a big long line of things. You'll move into a new paragraph and you'll share the next thing you want to share about. I've really struggled with this as well. One of the things that I have found that has been a huge help to me has been our monthly clean eating groups, period. New paragraph. This is a free group. I would love to help you. Please comment below to join. And then that be it. So I know that I'm simplifying it a little bit, but I'm just saying you really want to focus on separating your thoughts into new paragraphs. Like I said, start with something that's going to catch people's attention, like a question or a statement, and then throw an emoji at the end if you feel like it's something that makes sense. Use common sense with all of this, of course. So separate thoughts in new paragraphs. You don't want to be a whole long line string of things. Okay, I'm going to share my notes, and I don't even know if you can see it, but I just want you to look at this. So, and it's probably backwards, but if you look at this one here, if you saw a post like that, that was just words, 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 you might probably scroll right through, versus the one over here, if you see a short line with a crazy face and then a small paragraph and then a break and another small paragraph with another crazy face, I don't know, you might actually say, hey, okay, I'm gonna read through this and see what it says. So, and I know that's a terrible depiction, but I was just trying to, you know, try to write it out to kind of show you guys how I form my posts, and I try to do new thoughts and new paragraphs. So that is how I post. I always try to post with a picture of myself, whether it's a selfie or a picture someone's taken or a picture with my family. It's or like if it's for a clean eating group, I will post a picture of food. Now, I used to do a nice collage and throw 3 pictures in a nice collage with a pretty background. The flashier it is, the less people are going to respond to it, especially if there's writing on the collage too. So I know it's very tempting because you want to get all your information in and you want to share this cool picture of food and this cool picture of food. Really, one picture, you're going to get the most traction. And it's going to reach the most people. And imagine, you know, if you could reach out and help that many more people eat clean and be healthy because you change one little thing you do, that's pretty cool, right? So I've noticed, even looking on, like on Facebook, when it says on this day and you look at your memories, I've just noticed how I've changed posting, you know, just recently, how much I've changed posting and how much it's seemed to get more traction and more interest. If I post a picture of, instead of a stock photo of food, if I actually post a picture of the yummy thing that's a clean food that I just made myself that day. And that's how I shared my clean eating group. And another thing that I see is, you know, quotes are great and memes are great. And actually, if it's a funny meme, then yes, it usually gets some attention. And quotes sometimes do too. But if you are writing a big long post about how you're feeling and then you're posting a quote picture with it, people probably aren't going to read that either. I'm not trying to be negative, and some people will. I'm not saying they won't. I'm just sharing you the things that I've been taught that I have noticed will reach the most people. So if you really have a quote that speaks to you, maybe that's how you open your post. And then you can post it with a smiling picture of yourself, because people want to see you. People really do. People want to see your progress, and people want to see your smiling face or your silly face or your sad face, whatever. You know, people want to see you and your family. So I've always noticed that that helps me the most when I'm posting. So if you, like I said, if you love the quote, incorporate it into that post. So again, to review, when you're using a collage, it's best when you don't do anything flashy and you use minimal text on the collage. Try to say what you want to say in your post. So those are my notes, and I'm sure if Tabitha was on, she would have a lot more, and maybe she'll follow up on this next week on the call as well. And like I said, I'm not trying to be negative at all, because I love reading everyone's posts. But I'm sharing with you the things that I've noticed have been most successful. Another thing is videos and going live. And it's really scary and it's really unnerving. But the more you do it, the easier it is. So, yes, I'll help you in a minute, buddy. So, just to recap, I'm coming, buddy. Sorry, it's bedtime here, and they are getting sleepy. So I hope you guys, just to recap, I just want to say, you know, I love seeing your guys' posts, and I am not saying anything negative towards anybody's posts at all. I just wanted to share with you the ways that I have been taught to post that get the most traction, and then I can help the most people, which is really what we want to do. So just think to yourself tonight. My plan was for everybody on the call to think about consistency and to think about one thing they can improve upon this week that maybe they're not so consistent with, that they can work on being more consistent with. So if anybody does watch this video later, because I know everybody was busy tonight, maybe post below this video. Post, that's your homework maybe. Post below what you could maybe be a little bit more consistent about this week that you learned about on the call, or even that you've noticed on your own. So I hope everybody has a great week. We can't wait to have Tabitha back and Jamie back next week. So I hope I wasn't rambling too much either, because it really, honestly, it was much harder to focus without anyone on the call. So I don't know why that was, but I hope everybody has a great evening, and I will talk to you all soon.